don't feel like it. It's too cold. I'm not motivated. I'm too busy. It's not going to work for me. How do you get motivated to be healthy, fit and strong versus if you are healthy, fit and strong, are you more motivated to stay healthy, fit and strong? What are the things that get you going versus what are the things that are holding you back? And is it possible that motivation is like having a shower? It doesn't live inside your body. If you want to be clean, you've got to shower on a regular basis. If you want to be motivated, is it possible that you've got to do stuff on a regular basis to stay motivated? Now, this is my puppy dog, Judo. Hello, darling. And she's a huge motivation in my life. I've got 5 rescue puppy dogs. But Judo in particular, she's a hunt away. She's a working dog. And she has to go running because that's just in her DNA. Wouldn't it be nice if that was how we all lived? We just exercise because it's in our DNA. Well, technically and physiologically, even psychologically, it is. The human body's designed to move, and we were never designed to sit still. We're meant to be up and going all of the time. So how do we make sure that we've got the desire to do that? And I've got a couple of suggestions that have worked really effectively for me because, and I'm coming from a very personal place, I started exercising when I was 10 years of age, and I've never missed a day, and I'm now a very old lady. So for decades of my life, I have never missed a day of exercise, not one ever, and I never would. But that doesn't make me a lunatic or a fanatic or crazy person. I've eaten every day, I've breathed air every day, I've showered every day, I sleep every day, I wear clothes every day. Exercise is just a normal part of my life. I don't need to be motivated to exercise, like I don't need to be motivated to eat, and I don't need to be motivated to sleep. It's just a normal part of my life. Like Judo, my little puppy dog, who just is motivated. It's just part of her DNA to move. So how do you make that happen? And is it possible that that's got to be a habit? We all get into the habit of doing stuff. So why not get into the habit of exercise? It's a simple process. Just keep doing it, regardless of the weather. Now, today's literally freezing cold. There's a little bit of snow on the mountain, and we've got a little bit of mist in the air, which means there's going to be more snow on the mountain. It's windy. It's grey. And I can't wait to get outside. And I've already exercised several times today because for me, exercise is high intense activity for 10 seconds to get puffed, to stay fit for the rest of my life. It's a normal part of my life. So why am I sharing that with you? Because why do we make it so hard? It seems that we make exercise, I've got to go to the gym, or I've got to wear certain kind of clothes, or it's got to be for 45 minutes, or why? I've exercised today in my big winter coat because it's absolutely freezing. But when you sprint on the spot for 10 seconds, or you punch a bag for 10 seconds, or you run up and down a steep hill for 10 seconds, you don't need, the clothes don't matter, the shoes don't matter, the weather doesn't matter. When it's freezing cold, the best thing to do is to obviously get puffed and lift heavy and move, because you get warm really quickly. And the harder you exercise, the quicker you get warm. It's one of the things I always have a bit of a joke about. In winter, I've got to be really careful that I don't burn up too many calories throughout the day, because every time I get cold, I sprint on the spot or punch the bag or do push-ups or do something really hard and fast to stay warm. Now in summer I don't have to do that because I'm already warm. So in winter I burn a lot of calories just to stay warm. It's a motivation. The cold is a motivation to move. A lot of people use the cold as a motivation to wrap up in a blanket, watch television and drink hot chocolate, which is a lovely experience too. But if you keep doing that, what's going to happen? So maybe one of the things to consider is the consequences of not doing. Could that be a motivation? If I don't, will I get fatter? Will I be weak? Will I be frail? Will I be diseased? Will I be depressed? Will I be an inspiration for my children? To me, that's got to be the ultimate motivation. And I don't have any children, but I have 5 puppy dogs that need to be exercised every day. So there's no excuses. It's too hot, too cold, I'm too busy. I've got 5 dogs. They need to be exercised. Surely if you've got kids, that would be the same. I need to exercise with my kids to set the example, live the example, keep my kids healthy, fit and strong. If I don't do it, what will happen? One of the other great motivations that I use, and when I say I can't think of a time, I can't think of a time when I didn't want to exercise. But I have considered what it would be like if I couldn't. And to me, that is a major motivation. What if I had no legs? What if I was sick? What if there was something in my life that was stopping me from exercising? Wouldn't that be horrible? So I'm going to appreciate this exercise session, because what if I couldn't? There are people who can't move their body. I want to make sure that I can. So that's a major motivation for me. And whatever's going to drive you forward is, of course, what's going to work for you. And for what works for some people doesn't work for others. And I use the example. When I exercise, I always look at the negative side. What would a loser do? What would a person who gives up do? What would a failure do? I'm not going to be that person. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be disciplined, focused, committed. My exercise program is the reason that I'm never going to be a loser. My husband, my gorgeous K-man's exactly the opposite. He never uses that as a motivation. His motivation is what would a champion do? What would a winner do? What would the best in the world do? They, of course, would exercise. They would never miss a session, whether it was hot or cold or they were busy, they would never miss. So in our household, there's two different headspaces, but two people that live here are absolutely committed to being healthy, fit and strong, which, of course, means you have to get puffed and you have to lift heavy. So we never miss a session. Who cares what we do? What I am concerned about is that we have a world now that's fatter and sicker and weaker than it's ever been, and it's become very inactive. The world is sitting on its backside most of the time, and the human race is wasting away. Muscles, bones, head space, coronary heart disease, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, depression, Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer, all those horrible diseases that don't have to exist. If you're healthy, if you're fit and you're strong, or rephrase, if you're fit and you're strong, you'll be healthy, mentally and physically. So whatever motivation you need, surely it's the opposite. Rather than I'm going to be motivated and then go do it, how about go do it and then I'll be motivated? If you just make a commitment, I'm not going to miss. I'm going to put my shoes out, my exercise clothes out. I don't know why you'd need exercise clothes. I can sprint on the spot in my pajamas and my high heel shoes. It doesn't matter. What do you need to do to be a healthy, fit, strong human being so that you can live your life to the max? Super duper doo, how are you? Living my life to the max. Woohoo!